Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching in the world. My name is Sean Driver. This is the Red Horde, and it's another Who Are Ya? Do We Hate You series coming up to Crawley Town on Saturday. So the question is, let's check it out. Crawley Town FC, the Red Devils, going to admit, have to say, my high school, we used to have the Demons. It was a red little feature that the crest looks very similar. So I guess Crawley Town gets some credit for that from my own interest. Doesn't matter. Crawley, West Sussex, down south of London, population 118,493. Stadium, Broadfield Stadium, opened in 1997. That was after their former home ended up, Town Mead got sold to developers. So the trend of stadiums being sold to developers, that affected Crawley Town. Capacity of the new stadium, 6,134. Last year, 3,106 was their average attendance. Wah, wah. Good for 21st in the league. Distance away from the racecourse, 236 miles, 380 kilometers. That's a travel time of 4 hours and 30 minutes, which is nothing in Canada, but I know from being over in England for extended periods that that's a haul. So anyways, turnover. So new owners, American blockchain company. They've got designs. You read the media press releases. They want to start to increase the turnover. I haven't really seen that immediate success, certainly not to the level that Wrexham has, but I mean, nobody in the EFL is doing that. But they're in there and they're trying and they're having a swing, and so kudos to them for doing that. Crawley Town FC, formed in 1896 as the Crawley Football Club, took them over 60 years to go to Crawley Town FC, if that matters. And in that time, they did disband for a period. They were largely an amateur club and became semi-professional in 1962. Moved up and worked themselves up from the bottom amateur lower tiers, eventually hitting Tier 5 in 2003, 2004, and they turned professional in 2005. Bad news, following year, entered into administration. So champions in Tier 5, eventually 2010, 2011, they had immediate promotion up into League 1 the year after that, relegated in 2014, 2015, and they've been stuck. Living in League 2 now, this is their 9th year in a row, never finished higher than 12th position. As far as major cups go, none for Crawley Town, but they do have that conference championship, that what was named the National League in the 5th tier back in 2010, 2011. As to the kit, again, I'm biased because the crest includes a little demon that looks like my mascot from my hometown when I was in high school, but I actually really do like what Adidas put together for them. The red and white with the geometric pattern for their home, their white and black trim for their away jersey, and then they've got this teal blue third that sort of gets lighter as it goes down. They're good looking jerseys. As far as what the bookie odds thought that Crawley Town was going to do at the start of the year, 23rd. So they're performing way better than anticipated, being in 5th place. Knocked out of the EFL Cup in the first round by Exeter City. That's a League 1 mid-table team. As far as the EFL trophy, they beat Charlton, another mid-table League 1 team. And then they've got the Aston Villa U21s and Sutton United still yet to play. Overall record, 6 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses. They did have 4 wins in a row before their last match against Doncaster, where they lost 2-0. As far as those last 5 games go, and looking at the analytics, the statistics, sort of hit or miss. Some real big home runs and some misses. Their last 5 games, and I will say, they're a massive difference between their performance at home and their performance on the road. 5 wins, 0 draws, 1 loss at home. That's the second best goal differential in home games so far, at plus 11. And then you put them on the road, 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses, with the 3rd worst goal difference away so far at a -8. Their last game, 0-2 loss away to Doncaster. Apparently, according to the stats, that was a fair result based on the analytics. It looks like they were great really everywhere except for the final third. They dominated in possession. They had 150 more passes than Donny, but they were behind in shots, way behind in shots on target. And so anyway, didn't come away with the win. 2 games ago, 3-0 win at home against Sutton United. Gave out a whooping. They did 18 shots, 8 on target. They connected on most of their big chances, and they outpassed Sutton United by 300 passes, and that's not even the biggest difference in the games that they had in the last 5. Third game, 3-2 away win against Grimsby Town. That one, however, they were the ones who were on the receiving end of a whooping on all of the stats, but they actually still snuck out a win. They had only 3 shots on on target and I guess 3 goals, and they gave up 17 shots, but still managed to eke out that win against Grimsby Town against the run of play. Their 4th game, well, man, that's where they thumped Tranmere, not necessarily on the scoreboard, just a 3-2 win, but 74% in possession, 500 more passes than Tranmere was able to put together, 16 shots, 7 on target. It's fascinating that the score was 3-2, given what the statistics say. Kind of curious as to what happened there, sort of Mansfield level of control, but just with no finish. Is what it is. 5th game, 4-1 win at home to Newport County. Again, another dominant performance, 8 shots on target, 71% possession, almost 400 extra passes, 4 corners to none. But that time against Newport County, they managed to find the back of the net. So sort of a Jekyll and Hyde team, rode away. But man, at home, they are in control. And so it should be a challenge, the one coming up. Stats for the season, going to put those up for you. Massive split, like I said, 2.17 goals per game at home, 1.4 away. They're conceding 0.83 at home, 2.8 on the road. That's the nature of this team. Biggest split, biggest divide. Comfortable within their own barn. Last match with Wrexham, and again, relying on WrexhamAFCarchive.co.uk. If you haven't been there, I will say it again. Go check it out. Good stuff. Last game, February 15th, 2011, that was that National League or Conference League. Scoreless draw at home in front of 4,630 in Wrexham. That was the year that Crawley finished first, and we were knocked out in the playoffs with a loss to Luton Town. Interestingly, only 6 games in the history against Crawley Town, and not looking good on the stats. 1 win, 1 draw, 4 losses. Connections to Wrexham, well, given the limited amount of time that Crawley's been sort of outside of its amateur status and moving up, quite a fair number of recent players involved in Wrexham. Liam McElhinden, he was there for a cup of coffee, 6 games on loan in 2016, and he had 1 goal. Ollie Palmer, though, 68 games, 27 goals between 2018 and 2020 before he ended up bouncing over to Wimbledon and then over to us in Wrexham. Jordan Tunnicliffe joined us from Crawley Town directly. 2020-2021, he made the League 2 Team of the Year. Played 94 games total, 5 goals between 2019 and 2022. Last season, 22 points, 3 points out of danger. Largely near the bottom because in the middle of the season they went on a 13-game run with just 1 win between December 9 and March 7. They avoided relegation largely because of a 2-1 win against relegated Hartlepool in the 3rd last game of the season. The gaffer, Scott Lindsay, 20 years of trying to get stuck in as a player. It looks like statistically not really a lot of games. And then he went on to coaching in 2009, was a technical development coach in Gillingham. September 2009, he became the caretaker manager in Lincoln City. 2014, Swindon Town under-18 manager, then to Forest Green Rovers as an assistant in 2016. Back to Swindon Town as an assistant manager and coach in summer 2022. And in January last year, he signs up from Swindon to join Crawley, and away he goes. Looking at the players, 11 players clearly way ahead as far as most minutes so far. Maybe Claudio Lolos is an exception. He's played in every match, but usually looks like he's coming off the bench. Difficult to identify what's going on in their midfield, and I say that because when you look statistically, both in their lineup on Wiki, on Footy Stats, they end up having a whole bunch of defenders, really 6 of them that would be their defenders, but some of them appear to be playing in the midfield. So it's a little bit difficult for me to ascertain exactly what's going on. What is clear is who's up front. You're going to have Danilo Orsi, a 27-year-old. He's had 843 minutes, 4 goals. That's a signing from Grimsby. Nothing interesting, nothing available for him from Footy Stats, which I found fascinating considering the number of minutes he played. You'd expect that from a younger player who doesn't have a lot of time. So I can't really bring up those stats and tell you what to expect. Adam Campbell, though, the other forward, 28 years old, 620 minutes. He's got 4 goals, 2 assists. He came over from National League Gateshead, and you can look at his numbers. 12 shots. He's 2 shots per game. That's 91st percentile, but it's not a lot for a forward. Shots on target, 1.35, a little bit better there. So he's on target more than he's off. And a shot accuracy, pretty good for a forward, 66.67%. In the midfield, and again, this one's difficult because really they've just got the two midfielders, and one of them may be playing even forward. I don't know what formation they play in, but Ronan Darcy, 22, 824 minutes. He's an attacking midfielder, 2 goals, 2 assists. He's a signing from Swindon Town. You can look at his numbers there. He's up there in the assists, but when you look at his passes, successful passes, his crosses, nothing really pops out, but nothing looks horrible for what you'd expect out of a midfielder. So a solid option there. Liam Kelly, 27, 883 minutes. National League, he played for Rochdale. Much better on the passing. Pass completion rate of 86.61%, puts him in the 93rd percentile. Not so much into the crosses, but maybe that's just indicative of Crawley Town, somewhat like Mansfield, playing a little bit more direct, preferring to have the ball at their feet rather than looking for serving it up to somebody and finding their head. Will Wright, he's listed as a right back, but when I looked at his defensive stats, nothing really there indicative of a guy who's playing a lot defensively. Instead, I'd suggest he's almost in a role like a defensive midfielder. Maybe he is as a right back, playing a little bit further up. He's got 639 passes. His pass completion rate, 79.81%, while not good, is again maybe indicative that he's engaged more and closer to the press, moving the ball forward. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on exactly the role that Will Wright plays, because I just don't quite understand. He's got a goal and an assist. In the back, like I said, a number of players in the back. Nicholas Cerullo, 24, 947 minutes. That's a lot of minutes. And when you look at his stats as a left back, that ain't good. Tackles, not a lot. Ground duels, his numbers aren't up there. Obviously not aerial duels won. He doesn't look like he's in front of the box clearing things. So I looked at his passing stats and didn't see that indicated that he was playing in a midfield role. So I don't know what's the deal with Nicholas Cerullo. Because of time, I sometimes do the comparison with Wrexham players. Not going to do that this time. I'm going to load up the stats. We'll figure that out in any event. Jay Williams, 23, 894 minutes, a center back. And you look at his numbers, there you go. You've got some solid stuff. Aerials, duels, 198 percentile. That's what you expect from a center back. He's got a high number of clearances, and he's not beat on the ground, winning 93% of the duels there. So that's your solid option in the back line, and the guy that you want to avoid, and just 23 years of age. Rather impressive. The other options in the back line, Dion Conroy, 630 minutes as a center back. Not a lot of ground duels won, so maybe you can run at him a little bit more, but he's not bad as far as the aerial duels. You'd expect it to be higher. Again, not a lot of options. 20 clearances, 3.33 a game. That's not indicative of a true center back. So I'm curious if they're just floating people into different roles and trying to find how to make things work. Harry Ransom, 24, 585 minutes, listed as a center back. Again, more ground duels won. He's got 5.44 aerial duels, which is closer to what you'd expect, 99th percentile. That's center back stats all the way through and true, and I anticipate that it's going to be Mr. Williams and Mr. Ransom largely responsible for the space in front of goal. The last defender that they've got, again, another center back listed. So he's 26, 513 minutes, a late window signing from Chesterfield. And you look at his numbers, aerial duels won again, 4.66 per 90 minutes. That's 97th percentile. And he's still up there in the ground duels at in the 94th percentile. Their goalkeeper, Corey Adai, he started the whole kit and caboodle, 11 starts, all minutes. He's faced 46 shots. That's getting up there. And his saves 3.22, not quite as high. So you'd expect and anticipate that if he's making those saves, he'd be a little bit higher than that based on the shots that he's faced. So I'd call it looks like Corey is a average, maybe slightly below average goalkeeper. And so that is Crawley Town. Moving into the next segment, where we end up comparing Crawley Town to a North American club and then to a food as far as the professional team. You know what? I'm going to end up saying I don't know what's in the water. I know it's not going to be that they're playing at high elevation, but when you look at their home field advantage and how they've been playing this year, you've got to compare them to sort of like the Colorado sports teams, the Utah sports teams, those that have a distinct advantage at home for some reason. That's what Crawley's got. So the Avalanche, the Utah Jazz, just makes them perform better. As to a food, hey, it's home cooking. So Crawley Town is your mama's lasagna. Maybe it's scalloped potatoes. Maybe it's Yorkshire puddings. Whatever that comfort meal is that your mom makes for you, let's go ahead and call Crawley Town that. Hey, we're back. Busy weekend this weekend. We've got this massive game against Crawley, which is exceptionally important given the game against Mansfield that we had, which, man, that was a brutal half for Wrexham, but they were able to find their legs a little bit in the second half. And interesting team, Mansfield, lots of structure, lots of support, just nobody up front to really score any goals. Crawley Town expect a little bit more fireworks here, a little bit more open play, and I do think that that's the type of game that benefits Wrexham. So I'm going to call it a 3, let's be optimistic, 3-1 victory for Wrexham in this one. On this weekend, you've got this game, obviously. Crawley Town will be there for the watch party. If you haven't been there, come and attend. We've now got, 23, 24 countries that have been there. We're getting halfway with respect to the provinces in Canada, the states in the United States. Come in, join, have a chat. Hopefully the system works better than the last one, and I still don't know exactly what happened. I think it's just a Wi-Fi disconnection error that we had last Tuesday. Also going to be there for the women's game. They've got Cardiff City on Sunday, and so we'll be there for that one to see if they're able to preserve the Wrexham women, their spot at the top of the Premier League in the Welsh League. And that's it. Hey, if you like this content and it interested you, intrigued you, you've got suggestions, recommendations, put them in the comments below. Happy to hear them. Hit the subscribe button. We're continuing to grow. We're up there, officially hit YouTube partner status, which is kind of cool. I'm surprised and impressed and amazed that I have people following. So thank you to all of those of you who've been there from the start. Thank you to those that continue to join and find this stuff interesting. My name is Sean Driver. I will see you Saturday for the watch party. Have a good one. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. And there are a lot of us this morning. I'm sitting there looking, we've got 26 people already, and I'm watching the chat, and it's like almost all of the regulars are in. I don't know if I've seen Dale. That might be the only person who I haven't seen yet so far, and that just might be on me. Trying to get things all set up in the morning. I've got the little one still in the bed beside me, so I'm expecting a little bit of a chat as things go on, but I hope everybody's good. Interesting lineup in the sense that O'Connell draws in today. I'm not the biggest O'Connell fan, so I'm hoping that it goes all right. I appreciate that we got to shake things up in the back, and that's fine. That's good. We'll see how it all translates. Mendy, and I can't remember who it was, brought up whether he's going to be on the right or the left. I didn't realize that Mendy actually played a bit on the right when he was back in college, so I expect that it's going to be him on the right, and it's just him trying to get used to the readjustment. I am a huge fan of having both Mendy and McLean on. So, who are you? I'm so stoked. I got to go over I'm going to bring up the stats on the next one, the analytics. The funniest part about this most recent one is third most viewed Who Are You video that I've had in its first 48 hours anyway. Way more hour time watched than I normally get. And not a single new subscriber. So I don't know, is it just me? Am I doing something wrong? But we'll have to figure that one out. Anyway, I'm going to bring in the lineup here just to have everybody look at. I missed the 8 minutes that I cut out, or 6 minutes I cut out. But that's what I think it's going to be, just with Mendy still on the right, given what I just said. But we'll see how it goes. There was one interesting change. Let me bring up my football reference for Crawley Town. They're giving one of their young guys a new start who he's played 252, I believe it was, minutes. Just want to make sure I get the names right. Bringing up Crawley Town. Aaron Henry, he's had 254 minutes. He's drawing into their lineup, replacing Liam Kelly, who in their midfield, he had 883 minutes, all 11 starts. So that'll be an interesting one. So yeah, we're alive, we're ticking. It's early in the morning. I got my coffee going, and that was a rough one to get out of bed, but I'm here and trying to get ready, and yeah, so glad everybody's here. Hope you all had a good one. I don't know if it's Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend. I know it's not American Thanksgiving yet. I don't know if it's a long weekend for anybody else, but 2 back-to-back bank holidays. It's a beautiful thing that Canada has set up in October. So we're running another one this weekend, which will make tomorrow, when we're here for the women's match, even a little bit more exciting. I'm gonna try. I didn't get my game up yet to get all connected here. So feel free to chit chat, connect, and all that fun sort of stuff. If you haven't been here before, let me just connect this one and bring up the iFollow chat. We're going to have to get it from iFollow. That's the only place you can get it. I will not be streaming the match. You got to get it from the link below. So go there, log in. It's 10 quid per match. If you wanted to pay monthly to be able to make sure you got it, do that. For a lot of people, this being a Article 48, it's a Saturday, 3 o'clock in the game over in the UK. I know that a lot of you will be listening, won't be watching, will be relying on me. I'll do a little bit more chit chat to try and get everybody caught up as to what's going on. And hopefully the system works better than it did last time. I've been told by the parties that be, the tech people who know way more than I do, that it was a connection issue. So that was my laptop wasn't liking the office for whatever reason and kept dropping me. So Kim, I've heard even his dad and Jim himself pronounce it differently. So I'm going with McLean. But there's, and I can't remember whether it's dad who pronounces it McLean. But either way, I'm not that worried about it because his family doesn't seem to be worried about it. So I'm just going to go with that. And if you haven't noticed, huge thanks. This beautiful thing that's behind me, that's from Brendan. It's, I was debating whether I get a frame for it or figure something out for it. The challenge with it is it's going to actively be scratched. And so that has all 24 countries that we've had people attend the watch party for. If you're from a new country and you're here, feel free to identify it. At the end, I'll give it a scratch and go through the whole thing, as well as the states. They didn't identify the Canadian provinces, but we've got 6 of those. So if it's a new province, figure that out. And yeah, hopefully I'm clear with everybody and everything's running through early this morning and we don't have any issues. And I'm still trying to connect to iFollow Wrexham. One day I'll have a producer. One day I'll have a whole bunch of people to help me look good on TV early in the morning. I do have Ohio scratched off. I could bring up the states, I suppose. Take off the iFollow, bring up the states. Oh, and I'm on the wrong one. There we go. Those are the states that we've got so far. And if you're looking for the Canadian provinces, it's basically everybody out east except for Ontario and Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and the 3 territories. And I'm missing one more. I think Saskatchewan, which is odd because that's where I grew up. And that means not a single one of my friends that I grew up in high school or university has been on the site to say, hi, we're here. So, yeah, I might have to take some people to task there. Watch live now. Make sure everything's up early in the morning. And I think I'm probably about 10-15 seconds behind here. So I'm hoping that that's not the case, but it just seemed a little bit laggy. I had one really, really good day. And that's been lost. It is a sick map, and that's all Brendan. So he's in the chat. He's there somewhere. At least I hope he heard that I sent out the thanks. But I am pretty impressed. Or did I miss it when he went through the chat? As I'm trying to rattle and catch up. Man, their mascot even looks like my old high school mascot. Noting that when my high school went on fire, they changed from the Demons to the Devil, or to the Rebels, because, you know, that's what was the cause of the fire, was students. Yeah, I'm surprised that Asia, only Indonesia and Malaysia, but those were actually the first 2. I've got a video in mind because I do speak a second language, so I'm going to go and try and do some rattling about in that language and see if I can draw some people in. We'll see. Nevada, that's a new one. Beautiful. Teams are still not out on the pitch 6 minutes before. They're still waving flags. And an interesting game with matchups around the league. Most of the games are, the top 12 teams seem to be playing each other. I think there's 3 exceptions. Bottom 12 teams, they are playing each other, except for 3. So going to be an opportunity for there to be a lot of movement within the table today. And hopefully we're on the right side of it. That's all I got to say. So just making sure everything's all dialed in here. That early in the morning hiccup. Can't even put the headphones on the right way. There we go. Are we getting the Crawley broadcast? I did not watch the Tottenham game. I just woke up. It was a long day, a long night. I've got coffee here. So I'm curious as to what the over-under is going to be on this one. Oh, no, we do have Mark. And the other thing at the end of this game, what I'm going to do is the new features. As I've now hit YouTube partner status, I can now do polls on YouTube. I can't bring them into this, but I am going to probably just mention a link. It'll be on the channel. And for our man of the match, I'm just going to put all of the players who ended up starting. You guys can go towards the end of the game and click a vote, and we'll start to have the official Red Horde man of the match. Make a little picture, throw it out on the interweb, see if we can draw in some more people. It's interesting, I've got my core base, and hopefully we're able to reach out and keep drawing in people. We had a massive number for the Stockport County one, but I think a lot of those were lurkers who came in to have a look and boosted all of my numbers. Let's see if I can... Mansfield Wimbledon might result in a negative score. Kim with the early morning joke burn. I just am excited that we might get some more activity than we got in that last one, because while Mansfield played exceptionally well and dominated that first half, man, that was not the most exciting game to watch by any stretch. And I get it. It's not all about drama and appeasing to the mob. Got to appreciate the game, but oof. Oh. So sell out they're expecting at Crawley. Did anybody see the away tickets that were actually sold? Whether it was just our 10% allocation or whether it was more than that. But Crawley Town's been averaging like 3,000, 4,000 per game. Going up this year because they're playing way better than they were last year. Expected to be relegated, but obviously performing better than that. So I'm curious as to whether they increased that through the away allocation or whether they just sold it out on their own. I haven't seen that number. So they didn't increase. And I thought it was 10% or to a max or to a minimum of 1,000. So if you had a small stadium, you still had to allocate 1,000. Not sure. I guess we'll find out if we see the away allocation. If it was 600, then we know, because that's all the bar and fill is 600. So if we know that's what it was. So I think that's 3. Brendan, John, and Kim are all hoping that McLean and Mendy swap sides as everybody steps out and makes their way onto the field, with Mullen with the captain's armband, and we're wearing the aways. Some people think it has some juju on it. Well, we see all the away fans. Is that on the left-hand side? Yeah, I'm sure he will at some point, John. 34 of us, as everybody's starting to run into the chat here. For everybody, I'll just put it back up here again. For everybody's new, hasn't been here before, we're not going to stream the game, and I know that some of you are tuning in from around the UK who aren't picking it up on the game because of the blackout. I will be giving somewhat of a relay as to what's happening. Feel free to join us in the chat. You can go to iFollow down below and catch all that. Andrew with the correction, McLean. I do have South Africa scratched off on the map right there. And there's only one mistake on the map so far. I accidentally got East Timor. So I'm really looking forward to somebody from East Timor coming. I caught that one while I was doing Indonesia and went, damn it. So looking to get those. Again, if you have a shout out, we'll bring up the states and the provinces and the countries down below. But if you haven't seen the map back, feel free to list where you're at. I was surprised, Andrew, at how many people were showing pictures of themselves on the trains or on the buses or heading on down. Lots of people taking the run down, and I thought there's got to be more than just the minimum that are in the stadium here, because I haven't seen that running on Twitter. Maybe it was just because it was the little over 4-hour drive, which we call a commute in Canada. No, not quite. I mean, university days, I drove 13 hours one way for a long weekend, and so not afraid of the drive. Things just are different when you're in a geographically larger country. And I'll say it's a much more difficult drive in the UK. You can't turn on the cruise control and just run it because of the traffic. Where in Canada, you can just set the cruise control at 110 kilometers and just give it a crack. So it looks like Mendy's going to be on the right to me as they line up. Looking forward to getting things started. Everybody's around the ball. Crawley in their red geometric Adidas jerseys. Us in our white aways. Didn't look up who the referee today was. We've got things going. Clock is running. We've got football and possession. Let's go. If you're not watching Wrexham going from left to right on your computer screen, Crawley's going from right to left. Hayden stepping up in some early possession. 4 hours is a commute if you live in Toronto. To be fair, I'm only 3 hours. I'm an hour and a half one way. So it's a 3-hour total commute. So things you just get used to, I suppose. That was a great ball. It's in left. Did he save it? No, knocks it too far. Hooked away, throw. No Tozer today, so no Tozer bombs. So we'll see. I imagine there's going to be a lot more quick ball coming. I just said that. Ollie Yates. That's a name to put in. You know what? I want to give the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to look it up until or if things go south. I actually thought that the referee last match had a good run, even though nervous history. Knocked down, no foul, early search, Crawley with the ball. You're not going to give that in the first minute. That's a good... O'Connor has stepped up today with a great service in the start. Nice little take right here. Gets it back to Mendy on the right side. It's amazing how much I wake up as soon as the game starts. Like, it's just... the fire begins. Lots of possession early on for us as we're in the back line, just setting everything up. Hayden down the right. Lob over top. Ooh, I didn't think that was offside. Mark thought it was offside, but it doesn't matter. It ball was too far. So Crawley now trying to figure it out, and our press appears to be on. Sandy, did you think it was bad last week? I actually thought last week that the referee did a good job letting things play. He set the standard that he was gonna, wasn't gonna be calling the jersey pulls and all that sort of stuff, and he stayed with it. So I wasn't that upset with the last one. Crawley's still struggling to get out of their third, which I like, but this is evident of our press that we bring out early. In most games, we didn't get to bring it out last time because Mansfield was through us, sort of at will. approaching the midfield stripe. Still looking to get out. Oh, interesting. There's a discussion from that Mark and them are having that it almost looks like a 4-3-3, at least during the press, with Lee moving up to join the front two. So I know there have been a lot of people calling for a change. It doesn't make sense to do that change if you're going to have both Mendy and McLean in. I would suggest you'd want to push out the personnel a little different, but still advantageous. Crawley now past the midfield stripe, just kicking along down the right side, trying to find a way in. And they bring it back to the midfield stripe. Interesting, Sandy. Because I was actually quite complimentary that it was at least fair. Were there fouls that he could have called? Yes. Do I think they could have gone either way? Yeah. He was certainly the jersey pulls and the drags. He was letting all that stuff slide. And the players were taking advantage of it. They were a little bit more assertive. Baldwin down the right, so Crawley's making their way in. Is that George? Bangs it off of him, and I think that went for a goal kick. No, O'Connell. O'Connor, not O'Connell. O'Connor. That's 3 for 3 down the left side there. Well, let's not have the first. I'm done with 3-game suspensions. I'm done with red cards and being a man down. Oh yeah, that might have been the crew game. Yeah, that's a different one. If Sandy was at home, then that's the game she's talking about, not the Tuesday game against Mansfield. Oh, a trip. Mullen ended up falling on the ground, and crew player turned around to go and didn't know he was there. And football vocabulary. Too much enthusiasm? We are up to 43 people. If would welcome everybody. If you haven't joined the chat, say hi. It doesn't matter what platform you're on, it'll join. Welcome to the party. Hope you're following the iFollow. Crawley sitting up now with possession. There's sort of been uneventful for the last minute and a half, 2 minutes. Crawley pushed it up to almost as close as our box, and then we pushed it down. And the long searching ball over top, but I think that's going to go to Ogonkwo, and he just collects it. And away we go. Yeah, okay. The crew game, you're allowed to be upset on the referee on that one. I give you absolute permission for that one. Sorry, I was getting Mansfield and the crew game mixed up. The Aqueduct, which I'm still not going to pronounce because I tried and it got butchered. Gazlander, love you for the likes. Searching for it. I fully expect by the end of this weekend that I'm actually going to pass 4,000 hours, which is mind-boggling to me that people watched my ugly mug blast away about football for 4,000 hours. But I have a more experienced group of people who watch my videos. Those who are over the age of 35, certainly. And actually my largest demographic is in the 55 to 65-year-old men, and they tend not to hit the subscribe button. They tend to watch more, which is fine. That's awesome. But it's probably going to take me about another month or two, probably 2, to get to the 1,000 subscribers. That's the next goal. So would love for that to happen. I'm going to have to find a way, maybe show a little bit more leg in these videos. Still nothing happened much in the game. Press is still on, and we've been pushing for it. And I may have to, it's getting warm in here, I may have to let in the 9-degree breeze, although it's supposed to get up to 24 here today. Crawley able to push through. They're on the run all the way back from the back line and straight through the middle. Nobody's even come touched them. So the Crawley over to the left-hand side now. Around Mendy. Ball in. Whoa, nothing there. Cleared out, but only as far as the front of the box. And they're kicking it around inside the box. Hayden with the block. Bounce, ricochet, bounce. Clear the damn thing. Palmer, it comes down, adds some support. Gets it back to Mendy. Back to Ogonkwo. Ooh, he has to do a little bit of a dance there to get around an oncoming player. Wasn't as nerve-wracking as I suggested. He looked calm, but whenever you see that happen... The Netherlands. A new... Wait, is she watching? Make her run into the screen. Look at the screen. Say hi. Don't age me. Still 43. Yep. And it's my 36th then that's coming up in a couple of months here. Oh, ball squirted away. Thought we could get over to Lee, but it ends up running two back, and it's all the way back to Adai. And I hope I pronounce his name right. Easily through the press, and they're on the run. They've got numbers looking into the box. Right shot. Oof. Deflected, went for a throw-in, and I'm going to have to check the name on that guy because he had some wheels. Darcy coming down the right side. That was impressive. So Crawley with the first wake-up call. 29 possession. Interesting. I wouldn't have thought that at this early on. My FOTMOB stats still aren't up. Other than the momentum. There we go. Yeah, 29%. I wouldn't have guessed that even just to start because we dominate. I guess, you know what? We're at the 9-minute mark and it's been probably about 60-40 for about 6 minutes. But there we go. We got the ball back. Palmer trying to settle it down as the support runs forward. Spins over to Lee. Left side. McLean, left side. Still not in threat. Evans, 40 yards out. Good ball. Palmer with strength. Able to find Lee. Lee running in front. Oh. That's going to go to a corner. You know what? Lee looked really good there. Palmer looked amazing holding that up. But Adai, what was he doing? What was Adai doing? Like, he just had to run out and grab that ball at one point right there. Doesn't make the challenge, stays back, gives Lee the extra right foot to take a shot for it, and just missed it. A little bit too much of a hook, and it ended up going about a foot too wide on the left-hand side. Oh, maybe 2 feet, but damn close. Corner in. Headed away. We'll do a corner from the right side. And I was relying entirely on Mark to describe that one because the cameraman a little bit behind. You know what I'm curious about, and Sandy, maybe you can tell me this and watch it, is when we watch lower league hockey games, we end up with young kids who end up on the secondary cameras and stuff. And I'm wondering, is it young kids who are producing these games? Because sometimes the camera angle work, I'm like, that can't be a professional. Put in, dangerous, miscontrolled by Mullen, bounces out, goal kick. Went just a little bit too far. And John, I will take that. It's interesting. I was actually looking at the schedule today to be like, okay, if Lee's going to pick up a professional yellow just to end up eating his suspension, if he can actually control it, what game would that be in? Or, now that we're at the 12th game, do we just end up seeing if he'll actually hold off until the 19th game? You know, because having Lee suspended for a game against Sutton United or FGR is a lot different than, say, the game against Notts County coming up on the horizon. The thing I love is I don't have to talk about the time. It's just ticking away. I was going to say 12th minute. Just kicking it around in the midfield here. Looks like we're going to get control through Lee. Oh, pocket picked, but Lee gets it again, settling it down back at our third. Is that just my screen, or did Jones dye his hair? He looks far more lighter than normal. Ball in, cross, Palmer, header. Oh, right-footed. Get in. That ball coming up over, that was intentional. I could never do that in a million years. Ball coming over, and with his right, he's able to get it, right foot being closest to goal, and ends up off, kicking it on the offside of his boot, outside of his boot into the corner. What? Up, chipped into the air, and yeah, there's no way. Right-footed swinger, the foot closest to goal, and just off the outside of the foot and in. What a touch. What a touch. Oh. I want to, like, I could watch this over and over and over again. How, just, that is stunning. Frame it, take pictures of it, put it in the Louvre. We're back underway. That's a good start. That's a good start. Oh, Crawley right in. Answer. Oh, Gonkwo, massive save. Still with it, though. Somebody step up and get a block. Woodwork. Ooh. Oh, Gonkwo. Buy the man a beer. That was one of those nervous ones. He made an amazing save, gets over to the left. Yeah, that was by Palmer. Sorry, Ollie Palmer with the right foot. Oof. Yeah, everybody's looking at the offside. To be fair, I was not really looking until all of a sudden the ball was on his feet and running the other way. So Palmer with the goal for us. Oh, Gonkwo with the epic save the other way. And then got dragged out of the net, and everybody's scrambling to try and get a block. Holy moly. Heart beating already. A Toronto sports fan. Yeah, see, for those who don't know, Toronto always has good teams during the regular season, but when it gets time to crunch time, Toronto teams fold. Every single year. Well, okay, not every year. There's been 2 exceptions in baseball, 1 in basketball. But it's, for the number of times that they've had good regular season games, man, they do not perform. And Sandy and I are both suffering because the baseball team, the Blue Jays, knocked out, failed to score a single run in the last game. Just painful. But we'll leave that aside because we're here for the football. Long ball, trying to search for Mullen, not able to get there. Clicked back to a Day who, I'm going to be honest, a Day hasn't impressed me, and it's rare to have a goalie 15 minutes in from the other side be that aware. And I've lost a subscriber. To be that obvious. He's had the misplay on the Lee one. That one I can't really blame him, but he came out awkwardly there. Just troublesome. For Crawley, I imagine. I don't know. I looked at his numbers and it didn't look that bad off. But yes, we are sitting at 1-0. Yeah, until the spring, Sandy, and then you'll be crying about the same thing again. Just stick with Wrexham. That's a good ball. Okonkwo stuck offside. And while I have the chance, I'm going to let the breeze come in 1 second. Somebody locked the door or the window. Oh, I'm looking forward to getting back to our normal house and getting set up properly than in the corner of the bedroom as I'm set up here. But another 6 months away, don't have a fire in your house, not a good idea. The diamond jubilee of not winning. 17-minute Hayden setting things back up, gaining some possession here. I'm interested to see the the possession stats change, as there has been more control by us. We're just setting up in the back here and banging around back and forth. If you didn't see the preview video, Crawley Town, a team that has been absolutely butchering people with possession. In 3 of their last 5 games, they had more than 300 passes more than the other team. Possession that was 15-20% more than the other team. And so that seems to be their run. Looking at the stats so far, they're already 30-40 passes ahead of us. And their possession stats about, at 61%. So seem to be that play, but I think in the last 3 minutes we've started to take back and strip some of that control and possession back. Taking a timeout as the eldest Munchkin has made his way back out of the room. Hayden, long ball down the right-hand side. That's got to be a foul. Palmer. Brandon, they thought he flopped there. So now you're going to stop the play and you're going to do a head check, but you're going to end up saying that was just incidental contact? That's what Mullen, I'm sure, has to be saying to him. How do you blow it down and say come in for a head injury, potential head injury, but you're not going to end up giving a foul on a play like that? How did the head injury? But hey, standard set, and if that's the way they're going to play, then that's the way they're going to play. Yes, I do think it was a little bit of a flop. It was interesting everybody ran and took that water break as fast as they did, but I guess that was the nature of having the head check. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, John, I just thought that it was arm in the back, arm over top. Ended up getting him. I don't think he got him in the head, but I think he got him in the top of the shoulder. The fact that he went for head check made it seem a little bit more awkward. And I wasn't saying yellow card by any stretch, but you know what? If that's the standard, the jersey pull and the bang, yeah, Hudson, I wouldn't say baby. That's a 20-month-old who's just grumpy in the morning and wants some attention. I think that was that one. So anyway, got it under control. One of these times, I'm waiting for one of the time where one of them comes and makes the appearance on the live, because I know it's going to happen. So, what I should do is start to get the kid kitted out. Not with the 90 quid goaltender kit. Turnover by Crawley, and it's coming back to Hayden. And we're back with possession again. So, waiting on the refresh on the stats, but we have had possession. We're still in the back, kicking it about through the midfield now. Well done. Up to Palmer. Midfield stripe now. Evans over to the other side. We're up to, 9, 10 passes here. Hayden back. Sending it back down to the back. Drawing them in. Nope, not this time. Back to the back line. Oh, you're right. They did up 38%. There we go. Still, this is one of those ones where you want to see a goal just to have the highlight of like 48 passes before they ended up, because maybe we're just trying to catch up on stats. Lee, long ball. Here we go. Now we got McLean's chasing after it. Shoulder. Made contact. And is that going to be a throw in from their kick? Yeah, corner. Throw, corner. Throw in right next to the corner flag. Oh, nope, corner. Lining it up. And I don't even... Is it O'Connor taking them today? Right-footed? No, Lee's lining up to take them today. Right-footed. Served. Far post, up a die. There's... That was a good take by him. First time he stepped up confidently, and Crawley's away, streaking down the left. It's the second time this number 25 has been on a long run for them. Cerullo. There was a comment about him that Leeds didn't like him, and I wasn't sure if that was a comment that he'd actually had a run with Leeds and they didn't like him, or whether it was a talk to his first ever goal, which was against Leeds in the FA Cup. You think FJR is surprising at the bottom? I thought that I didn't think right at bottom, but I had them in lower third at the start of the year. I guess not all things are predictable because I had Crawley back down there too, and they've certainly been a lot better. Crawley still with it, midfield stripe, moving up to our third. Nick, that was beautiful. Jones out of nowhere to take it, and now we're running in a counterattack. Lee searching. Ooh, he played it behind Mendy, but Mullen was there up towards Mendy, who didn't see it, and now Mendy's running. Can he get there? He still gets there. At the goal line, in front, a dives over, knocks it down. That was so quick off of Mullen's boot that Mendy was daydreaming and didn't even see it there. Turns around and went, oh, wait, I got to do my go-go gadget speed. Picked it up and went for the run. Inspector Gadget. Was that a UK thing? Did you guys have Inspector Gadget over there? I don't know. Yeah, fair enough. Mullen is a dog. And do I want to say he's a dog with rabies and that rabies is contagious and everybody else has it too? Oh, shirt pull, not called. Standard set. That's 2 now against us, where arguably could have been a call. Not necessarily, not clear. I'm happy to let it play, to be fair. I like it when the ref lets it go, but now we know what the standard is, and it looks very much like the Mansfield game. So let's just hope that that stays true. Whoa, that was kind of a weird ball, but Ogonko was there to kind of punch it away, and that'll come for a throw. So McLean's suggesting it could have been picked up. The announcer's saying that it might have got lost in McLean's eyes anyway. An awkward interchange, but fortunately nobody from Crawley back there. It's a long season. Am I worried about Knots gaining too many points? Wow. That was a nice little move to get inside, but Lee comes and nicks it and draws a foul. A little bit of a flop there, I think, from Lee on turning over. But Lee, well done on nicking that one, especially after Cerullo, no, not Cerullo, Darcy went streaming down that right side. I'm going to get confused between Orsi and Darcy. The gadget reference. Hayden, long ball, searching a die, running out. It's outside of the box, and he's just going to clear it for a throw-in. So we've got a throw-in now, just right near the corner flag. A die not looking confident. I think that there's still more to go and get. George Evans. His hair is on point. Can we talk about that flow today? Long ball, too far. Going to go for a goal kick. If there was an award for flow of the match, I can't see anybody topping Mr. Evans. I don't know how long that took today to put together, but well done. And is it? Then that's a hockey thing. Football players don't talk about flow, do they? I mean, we have a whole tournament in Minnesota where they give away awards just for the players who have the best. Well, we've got an injury, and they're asking for a substitution, so that's Gladwin. They give out awards for the best flow, and when we talk best flow, hockey flows, mullets, designs, long hair, like massive flow. So this will extend the minutes. Everybody's going for a water break. I'm just going to go and turn off that fan that's running. Oh. I'm actually really cheering for Onana because I do like a goalie who gets involved in the play. It reminds me so much of, in hockey, Patrick Roy, Ron Hextall, some of those glories. That, yes, there's the horrible goals that they let in, but man, it's a lot of fun to watch. And so Gladwin coming out. That is the one thing I'm curious as to where Mark's set up in the stadium, because the Wrexham fans haven't been as loud as normal, at least not in my headset. Lolos drawing in. And that is not a name that I've seen show up a lot for them, and I'm going to have to bring that one up. Lolos. Well, not bad. He's been in 11 games. It's just 372 minutes, but so some extra time, but certainly there. We're back underway. Ball battle through the midfield to see who gets possession. Jones to Lee. We've got possession. Can we maintain it? Evans able to settle it down. Oh, yep, just over on the right side. Hayden able to get there, and we're in the back line, settling her down. Evans is that quiet, silent rock, right? In the midfield in the back, just settles the game down so well. And there's a perfect example where hard ball from Ogonkwo, and he just plays it back, and we've still maintained possession. It's the ability to give us those extra chances. Free kick to us, a little bit softer on the standard. Hayden, right side. Oh, too far inside. Palmer was a little bit upset with that one. Thought he was going to go to the right. Ball ended up coming to the left. Crawley's got it at their back line, setting up 40 yards out from their own goal. Midfield stripe, and they go back 40 yards again. Just... both teams, when they have possession, have looked quite similar as far as how they're approaching everything. Is cautious with midfield 40-yard stripe, waiting for something to open up, pulling in a press to try and get some space, and then away they run. Here they come searching midfield stripe, and every once in a while you get that long ball, and that's Orsi cleared away. That right side has looked a lot more dangerous for them than the left side. Orsi and Darcy on the right, just the speed that they've got. The left side's been, again, number 25, who I keep forgetting. Just with pace. Cerula. And that's Cerula there again, up against Mendy. Well, that was well played by Crawley, able to keep the ball in play. Uh-oh. Into the box. Up, over, crossed. Crawley still with it, right in front of goal. Paul Mullen now sets it down. Jones, is he going to be able to clear that for... Nope. Just a long clear, and Crawley still has it, and here comes... Is this going to be a card? But for Palmer, he's going to get a talk. I think he swept the leg there running through. Running through at the back. Brandon thinks it's a flop. I thought he caught him with the left leg there running through. Yeah. Palmer's getting the card. W and G. It's your name I always forget because it's not Jed. Or is that Jed? No, Master's Jed. Need that spreadsheet. And I feel bad. We'll call everything a flop. If it involved them, if they're on the ground, not a flop. Or sorry, it is a flop. If it's us on the ground, not a flop. Balls brought in. That was a good dangerous ball. Lots of people scrambling forward. Mendy's able to get it. Lee, wake up. Woof. Launched it up over top. Header by Crawley. No foul. Throw in. Mullen's not happy. That one was close, not just because it was a jersey pull, because he actually put his hands on top of his shoulders and leapt up over top of him for the header, and that's where it gets to be too far. Yes, that's what I meant to say if my early morning brain was going to digest it. Brendan's got the language that I intended. 5 shots for the bad guys, eh? Automatic red for flops, Canadian rules. Ooh. Playing advantage. That might come back for a card on Evans. If that Barnett was a red, then that's got to at least be a yellow, no? Blocked. Okonko, he's got it. And he's leaving it alone. See, that George Evans play, that's the same thing as what happened with Barnett. Sorry, I know people don't agree with me where he got his red, but that was just came down with the foot. Foot ends up landing underneath his foot. And in any event, the playing advantage, they got their chance. We're turning the other way. O'Connor not able to get the pass through. Intercepted. Is it going to go out for a throw? No. Crawley's stolen possession on a ball from O'Connor that wasn't quite what you would have hoped for. "40-yard box," or 40 yards out from goal to midfield, 40 yards out to midfield. As a city or as a town? To be fair, their style of play looks to be a hell of a lot like ours. Their counterattack is quick. They set up through the back. Mendy, nice little play there. Does he get the deflection? He does. Well done, Mr. Mendy. They do look solid. Again, to be fair, a lot like the Mansfield game, structure over substance, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. There are certainly teams like the New Jersey Devils that have set themselves up in a style, the LA Kings, where their style of play, they just plug in different pieces, right? The Tampa Bay Rays in baseball, just different pieces every year, and it just seems to be the same thing over and over and over. Crawley seems to be set up with a really good structure. I wouldn't say any one player has stepped up and shown anything special. Maybe the only two, Darcy and Orsi on the right side, have looked good throughout. So midfield stripe, Crawley. Oh, Lee went thinking there was going to be a pass, so it was just turned over to that right field, or right side of the field. That's Darcy. Henry to right side, back over to the right. Cross. Oh, dangered. Whew. Orsi missed that one. Came running through, and he was sliding, I think, when he made contact with that one, and it ended up catching his leg and went way up over top of the net. Well, not way up, but just over top of the net. I'm curious as to how he got contact here. Oh, no, he wasn't sliding. He was up and tried to volley that with his left foot and went up over top. The joy, I don't even bring up the table. You know that until halftime? I've got too much going on in my universe. Until I really have to table watch, I don't really want to table watch. Mullen there, a little bit of a thing, and then Adai gets it, and away they turn. And here we go with the slow build-up from the back, all the way back to Adai. Going to try the left side. Press. We're still pressing. That was Jones up. And now Hayden's way up, like 20 yards away from goal, and Crawley's taking the opportunity, and here they come running up through the gap that they just turned up. Jones is getting back. Mendy's there. Hayden's settling into position. But that was a gutsy, hey, we're up by one, but Hayden all the way forward, just 20 yards away from goal. Henry over to the right side. Still looking for it. Darcy's looked solid. Every time he touches the ball, it looks like he's just got a vision. And I almost like it when he gets it off of his boot to somebody else. So knocked off for a corner. Sutton up 3-0. Ouch. Walsall taking a whooping. It looks like all the teams that are playing strong teams are all still at a draw. The teams up at the top of the table that are playing weaker teams are all giving it a thump. In-swinger punched away. Halfway, and it's just Crawley setting up again. And it's one of those things, possessions and nicking them and stealing a game like this is going to be important, because every time a team has had possession, it's been for long runs, long control. Still with it, approaching 40 yards away from our goal now, down the left side. Mendy able to get to that one. Yes, curl away. Can he get it away safely? Jones able to find something. Long ball. Big counter attack. Oh, he's found Mullen. Mullen's right there. One-on-one with the keeper. Mullen. Oh, a die with the save. You don't expect that. You don't expect that. Had it flicked up over on the right-hand side. Oh, I'm hearing things. You think one, like he was clear away. All my bad smack talk about a day, he just redeemed himself right there, because I don't know too many goaltenders who would make that save. That had to be, yeah, best save by any opposing goaltender so far this season. That one against Mullen. I don't know too many who are going to stop that one. And cue the play. It's the same thing. Midfield stripe, 40 yards out. Possession, searching. This time, no press from us. We're just holding shape, standing there. Okay, Lee's starting to press a little bit, but pushing them back, all the way back to their goalie. And I'm going to close my eyes here for a little bit as we watch this one. Oh, 20 yards out, back to a die. I mean, it's different than Mansfield, who still defensively, they pushed the ball forward and did so with a little bit of urgency. They just had nobody up front who could end up connecting. Crawley is just slow through. Oh, there you go. 2-on-1. Ogonkwo, smart play. Had Orsi on the right side, and if that pass would have gone through and he hadn't have come out to go and secure that one, that would have been all the way in. Lee, I don't know if that's true. I think football was named, I did a whole bunch of research on the development of football, rugby league, rugby, and how it all started. And it was association soccer, and we never had the internet, so it kept its name soccer from when the English changed it to soccer for the acronym from association football. And then rugby league, rugby union, and football, and actually Canadian football, modified their rules, and then Toronto University started to play against teams in New York, and they ended up adopting a game that was very much similar. That's going to be a yellow for Mendy. A game that was very much similar to the Canadian football, the American football game, just with different downs, and they started playing that in the 1800s, and away they went. So that's my understanding of the history. Yellow, free kick in danger. That's right. I don't know what you do in that opportunity. Mendy got, I think it was Henry who got around him. I'm going to have to stop being critical. I was critical of the left-hand side and not really doing anything, and then all of a sudden they step up. And so where do we go? Going to be a right footer with just one in the wall. Mendy there. Woof. Lee was able to get there, stepped away from the wall, and then was able to get that to the head on that one. That was impressive. Long break available for us. Good ball. 3 up, 3 on 2. Slowed down. Is that Jones or Mullen? McLean with the stumble there. That was a little disappointing as far as the options. He kicked it forward and tried to go around him, and then ended up clipping him. And away we go, and now Crawley with the push. A little bit of late half excitement as everybody gets running. And I'm going to bring up the country, or let's bring up the state ticker. Obviously adding Nevada to the list. But if anything's not listed, feel free to let us know. It's a fascinating game statistically to watch because you see the 65th percentile possession. That's just not the feel and sense I get for the game. 8 shots, 9 shots. I don't know. Is it just me, or does it? Well, yeah, 90% pass accuracy. When you're kicking between your 40-yard box and your back line, it's going to go up all the way to the roof. But you know, it's interesting. The big chances are 2-2. And I guess that's probably accurate. So the quietest game you've watched all season. Yeah, I'm with you there too. And that's why I was asking the question. I'm wondering where Mark's set up, because usually you'd hear them. No push there. Orsi in the back. That's the standard that's been set, and that's 3 times in a row. No. I know that the challenge was there, but he also took advantage of it with the flop. See, I get that's one of those ones where the McLean gets a yellow for chirping. That's 3 yellow cards. So that's Palmer, McLean, and who got the first one? That's the second. That's like the penalty that McLean gave up before, where he asked the question, the player obliges, and the referee says, yeah, we'll go with it. I mean, I can see it being a foul. Do I think that the player took advantage? Yep, absolutely. So 3-man wall, right footer coming in from the right-hand side. And he's going to take the shot. Ogonko's there, and he's able to keep that in play for the goal kick. Ogonko's solid, man. Both wingbacks, so that answers my question for me. Mendy was the other yellow. That's right. All the way back. We've got it through only 3 minutes of added time. I find that fascinating. I thought that one player that ended up coming off for them was more than 3 minutes itself. But and you could hear a pin drop in the stadium, can't you? I think the question is what Ogonko does next year. Because there were some people saying should sign him up. Mendy play advantage. I see the hand up. Mendy right side. Mandy, blocked. Not clear, up, over, and out. That was not pretty, but it was scrambly. There was a query of a handball there. I didn't see it. Did anybody else see a handball, or one that was awkward enough away from his body that it was worth calling? $20 left in the added time. McLean on the left side, who has been somewhat disappointing again. One last chance, McLean, who Mark calls McLean. Looking for a right foot. No, turns it away. We're past the 3-minute mark. Got to keep the pressure on, and the ref's just going to blow it down. And here comes the whistle coming. Sure of it. Long ball forward. Last chance. Palmer with it. Edge of the box. Oh, he gets through. Third, all the way through, kicked in front. And there's a die not going and getting that one again. Halftime. McLean did have the great cross. Thank you, Brendan, for... He did have the great one. Hoo-wee. A lot more fun this one than the Mansfield one, just because there's stuff going back and forth. 10 shots, though. The statistics belie my eyes. Tell me I'm wrong. But you sit there, you look at the shots, 10-3. Big chances are 2-2. Possession, 65-35. That one I get. But the passes, 302 passes to 138 for us. Does it feel like a game where we're more than double up the passes? Says the stat man. Oh, that's scat man. Bad jokes. Bad jokes. And who was it that wanted me to do the dancing? That's about all I'm going to give for the dancing. Right there. That's it. Checking out the table. Man, it's so tight that like you end up giving up one goal and you end up falling all the way down the table, right? Like, well, I guess not that far, but Crew is up ahead of AFC Wimbledon. Salford must have got one in right before the half, just bringing it up when they scored. Yeah, 3 minutes into extra time, Salford ties it up, and it, like the direct impact on the standings is still very noticeable despite being 11, 12 games into the season. I agree. Crawley does appear to me Swedish national team. No finish. Yeah. This one's more obvious. So like the 10 shots here, none of them have really been. I mean, yeah, the two big chances. I think only one of them was really a big chance. Oh, and I need to stop the timer here, don't I? I think, and that was that left footer that Darcy had that he punched up over top. Yeah, I wish I had that level of stats. It's so difficult. I'd like to see advanced analytics more. Stuff where they're actually measuring. Like if you could see what they've got. I am to understand that they're tracking the players now and showing their run, their heat map, all of those numbers. I'd be interested to see those. Wow. Well, I don't know. I thought Mullen looked pretty good. He's pitbulling the ball. Came down on the right side and had that play to be able to free up an extra possession. Had that opportunity where, he'd like to have that one back. I think that's one of the very rare occasions where Mullen by himself and he ends up getting stopped. McLean. Mark was going with McLean. I was listening to the interviews too. Who knows? It will be the debate that troubles us. I'm just going to hit pause and mute. I'm not going to even turn it off. I'm just going to let it run. I'm just going to be 2 minutes and I will be right back and take the break. I would love to drink during a game, but I am not doing it. There is no Baileys in my coffee. But I'm not afraid of a bevy during a game. Yeah, 7 a.m. start, just not going to work for me. And the only thing is growing up in Saskatchewan, we drink our beer with Clamato juice, and that's one that the people in the UK just cannot tolerate, even though you can get it at Sainsbury's? Salisbury's? Jesus, no, it's Sainsbury's. Sainsbury's. Actually has Clamato juice, but when I try to explain it to people, it's tomato juice, but with clam broth mixed together, and we put it in our beer. And yeah, that's a little off-putting to a lot of people. But also something that if Sainsbury's in Wrexham ends up having Clamato, I feel like I need to bring it to the turf and say, set that on the side for any time people from the central part of Canada show up. Good for you, John. I'm always impressed by people who are able to overcome those demons, and that's for a lot of people it is, and so amazing. 4 a.m. in New Zealand, in Aotearoa, Kia ora koe, I guess they would say. I lived for a year in Opanaki, which west coast down near Taranaki. It's all good. It's, it affects a lot of people, either directly or indirectly. And it's always nice to hear those stories. My sister's actually going to be in New Zealand. She's traveling the world right now. They're in South America, but she's going to be in New Zealand for an entire month, traveling down from the North Island over to Christchurch. Stephen, 20,000 of them are ordered again. People either love Clamato and beer or hate Clamato. But you know what it's really good for is with, if you've ever had a Bloody Mary, just swap out the Clamato juice instead of the tomato juice. It's 100 times better with some Worcestershire and some Tabasco sauce, celery salt around the rim, a little bit of gin, a little bit of vodka. Throw in a pickle or some pickled asparagus or something like that. It's actually delightful. It's probably the drink of choice for most Canadians if they go out for cocktails. I'm going to go to my YouTube channel and I'm going to try and set up this poll while I'm chatting with you guys to see if I can at least start to play with some of the new toys that I have available. I'm supposed to go to a place called Community. I was looking at it earlier. You think I can find it now? The answer would be no. Yes. Well, hey, speaking of angry, like I don't drink rye or whiskey because I woke up after, I'm not a big guy, but I woke up after another bar fight and when I was young and in my university days and thought, why am I doing this? And what's the equation? Well, I'm part of it and so's that beverage. So Flatlander, United. Northern, are you from Saskatchewan? Because I'm still actually looking for somebody to add to the list. I mean, I can't say I'm there. I don't live there anymore. Clamato juice and beer is actually really good. Stephen, thank you for following up on that one. Now everybody's going to have to try it. Go to Sainsbury's if they've got it. Google it. See if it's in your hometown. But I know Doncaster has it because I'd go drive all the way up to the northern one, the one in northern Doncaster to pick it up when I was over there visiting, just to make sure I could have it. And it's not bad in like a Carling. It's got to be a light beer. You're not putting it in a Guinness. That's for bloody sure. Oh, text poll. You Canadians are gross. There is a Canadian Football League, and if you're talking soccer, there's the 3 teams that are in the MLS, and then the CPL, the Canadian Premier League, that's got 8 teams in it: Halifax, York City, Victoria, some of the smaller cities. And if you're talking Canadian Football League, you've got is it 8 teams, 9 teams now? The Saskatchewan Roughriders are the only team you have to worry about. They're the only team with any fans. I'm going to get in trouble. But it's got Toronto Argonauts, the BC Lions, Calgary Stampeders. I don't use the S word. Who... Best CFL player ever. Yeah. George Reed, who unfortunately we just lost for Saskatchewan. I think I could put him up near the top of the list, even though he's before my days. Go Argos. Oh, the Toronto stuff. You want to talk about bandwagon fans? There's no bigger bandwagon fan base than the Toronto Argonauts, because when they're average or below, they're lucky to draw 5,000 people. But when they're at the top of the league, all of a sudden they're selling out 30,000 and everybody loves them. You know, I have to give it to Hamilton. Hamilton, they're there all the time. Hamilton Tiger Cats, Saskatchewan Roughriders. I want to get this done before the game starts, and I'm having too much of a good time having a chat with you guys that I'm missing my opportunity to type out all the names and get this poll going just to see if it actually works. And I'm going to have to bring that one up there. I'm just going to go with, do I go with last names? I'm just going to go with last names. Three, four, five. Oh, they're only going to give me 5 options. So I have to narrow it down. Okay. Well, I've got it all set up. And what we're going to have to do then is narrow down the man of the match to 5 people that'll be up for a vote. And I guess so far we've got to have Palmer because he's the goal scorer. If there's other players that you think in the first half deserve to be there. Northern Albertan. Yeah, bud. Dill pickle chips. Somebody's getting hungry. Is it the dill pickle you miss, or is it the all dressed? Because that's the one that I miss when I go over there. All dressed, and more the even more important than that, I'll even show you. If there's nothing more Canadian than those. Now, if that doesn't get it, I don't know what will. That's the snack of choice. Yes, Ogonko's certainly on the list for me. Still just a bit of kickabout. Is it just me, or is the halftime long and getting things all started? All dressed, ketchup. I like my sunflower seeds. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I haven't had breakfast, and here I am now craving a bag of chips. The torture. Hey, while we've got it at the half and I see that number just went up one more. If you're here, I've got 45 of you. You know, lots of love to my long-standing, you know, the chatterboxes over here. But if you get an opportunity, go and hit that subscribe button as we're trying to push this all the way up to 1,000, keep it running. Would massively appreciate it so we can keep that number going up. Yes, Stephen, I can say Elliot Lee is the spark plug. And I didn't look up, we've got Bradford on Tuesday for the, or not Bradford, Crew on Tuesday for the trophy game, right? Which obviously the yellow cards don't affect that one. But then we got Salford City and Bradford City and then Sutton. And the Sutton game is right before Notts County. So you know what I can predict is if Lee does not get suspended before the Bradford City game, he will be taking a professional foul in the Sutton United one, or sorry, in the Bradford one, so that he serves it for Sutton and he's back at Notts County. Because that's also 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 games. Yeah. Man, this is a full-on Canadian chat here. Usually it's the other way. It's all a whole bunch of guys from Texas, and I'm not. It's the first run of the Canadiana. The Bradford City game away, that would be a lot of fun. Which game isn't going to be sold out, Stephen? To be fair, Wrexham has been the highest attendance for every away game that we've had, and we've sold out every home game. We're everywhere, and people can end up speaking nonsense that we're not big. No, you hate poutine? How does somebody hate poutine? Or poutine? Dublin. Awesome. Welcome, Multi. How can somebody hate poutine? You don't like cheese, or you don't like the gravy, or you just don't like the cheese and the gravy. I mean, poutine is delicious. I can understand it when you start adding weird things like nacho cheese and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, dill pickle spits, please. Blame the French and the mayonnaise. This is the most chat we've had in any halftime in history, and we're talking about poutine. Love the cheese, not the gravy. I hate poutine if it counts. David, absolutely counts. You're allowed to hate on Putin. We will accept that. You will not get blocked for that here. Even my cardiologist likes poutine. That's the first person I've ever said. Like, I've heard some people say, like, I don't get it. National food almost, and that's what it is. Pulled pork on top of poutine is amazing. Smoked meat in Montreal. You get some smoked meat thrown on that thing. All right. Looks like we're getting started. I might have to get the clock going here again. Oh, no. It's had the claps running. Wrexham, going to go from right to left this half. Crawley from left to right on your computer screen, whether you're following around. Cheese curds taste like chewy cheese. It's cheese. It's just really chewy. Kind of like a mozzarella. And so it gets all gooey and melty with the heat from the gravy all over. Spreads over the French fries. 1,200 Wrexham fans at Crawley in a 6,000. I'll be fair, not loud enough for my liking. Mozzarella with flavor. Yeah, that's... We are underway. We can get away from the poutine talk now. It's like a doomsday food chat. I'd hate for everybody to end up with, cardiac arrest by loading up on poutine and nobody would be here next week. Oh, that was a bad challenge. There's our yellow card. He might be lucky. Oh, that maybe got the ball, just the way that he bounced off of him. Did he catch him? Did he not catch him? Did he get ball first? Every time Lee makes a tackle like that and somebody goes sprawling, I get nervous because I thought that was going to be it. And I'd hope he doesn't get the yellow today. Not the worst case situation, but Stephen, do you think they weren't aggressive? I think it was a combination of Wrexham tax and wanting to be a little bit prudent. You don't want to overdo it on the acquisitions. Crawley with more possession, but they are at least here in the top third, in their third. Sorry, our third, the closest third to Okonkwo, pushing forward. Cross with a deflection. That was a good block by Lee that was getting out there. It's hard to actually, is this just the production value or it's just our jerseys? It's hard to see the numbers. Yeah, Wrexham's on 3 yellows. It's been a bad start in that front. Not securing a striker in the window felt bad. Yeah, but we did get Fletcher and he's been impressive. I'd like to see some subs earlier than the 65th minute. Oh, here we go again. We're still throwing in the food stuff. Stop it. I'm going to get hungry. Mullen edge of the area, got it down, cleared away. It's ping pong all over the place. Oh! I thought there was going to be a collision there. If that was a hockey, that would have been like the biggest open ice hit of all time. When you never saw the attacker with his head turned the other way, and I thought that there was going to be a massive collision there. Crawley with it, front of the box. Up, over top, chip. Okonkwo would have been there. Well done. The gentleman with the yellow that got red carded last week. Barnett, you mean? He didn't get a yellow. Go on, order that breakfast poutine. It's on. Got to bring my stats up here, see what we got for shots and all that sort of fun stuff. Still sitting at 10. Oh, we got one more, so let's add that to the list. Okonkwo, long ball. Palmer, Mullen, left side. Well done. McLean's there. We got space, but nobody really in the box yet. Long ball in, searching, headed away, but we'll get a corner. I will say my strongest criticism of England is its food. I just don't get, I find it so dull. There's so much I love about England, but going there and having to suffer through the food is the one negative. It's in. Oh, headed wide. Palmer off the, how did he miss that one? He was right there. I'm trying to figure out the physics. McLean. That was not the corner in. Can I get a replay, please? Crawley with it in there, 30 yards away, out. It's just the absence of seasoning. Raid the world of all of its spices and then come home and make the most boring bland food ever. Fish and chips and mushy peas. Well done. A quick ball to Palmer. Knocked out for a... Shades of brown. The gravy's the seasoning. Wait until they add cheese curds on top of their turkey and turkey and gravy. Evans looking for the Tozer bomb. Hey, you know what? Not bad. Short post. It's in there. Lee able to get it right side. Oh, well played by Crawley, turning it the other way, and now Mendy's going to have to save it. Gets it back to Okonkwo. Beans on toast is just beans on toast. And the number of people who like it, like it's some sort of delicacy. You open up a can and you heat the can and dump it onto toast. Yeah. I don't get it. A drunk Englishman. I could just see it. There's nothing in the kitchen to eat. What do we got? We got beans. We got bread. Toast. And a national dish is born. "47 viewers. A little bit lower than normal, which is surprising. I expected this one to be a bounce back day with the whole 3 o'clock Saturday game. Mendy down the right side, dragging it with him, up to the front, gets it to Lee. Lee beats his man, kick. Ooh, missed it by that much. Over to the right. And to be fair, that's one that I thought Adai could have got to. No deflection, and he just didn't look comfortable on that one. I think there are still more goals in this game. Like, he just looked awkward by the time he got over to the left. He hasn't shown much there. I say that, but he made that save against Mullen last time I said it. With Worcestershire. Mullen able to get to a misheaded ball. He is able to get it. He's away again. Oh, McLean, take a crack, take a crack. What the flying hell was that? That did not look good even off of his foot. I'll give you a new one. If you have craft dinner, mac and cheese, take the, what's it called? The red pepper oil that, I'm going to have to figure out the name of it because I can't even think about it. I know we have it. Oh, another breakaway. Palmer away. Oh, he got caught up. Palmer is searching, kicking to the right. No, he's going to kick for it and saved by a die. Come on now. This is one of those ones where you'd expect us to do a little bit better with these chances. I know that they're out shooting us 13-6, but the big chances now have to be more to us. We're going to have a corner from the left side now. Left, lots of chances in, headed away. Another corner, or is it there for us to kept back in? No, not. Oh, interesting. Did he miss that? I think he was going to make a play for it, and then he decided and opted not to, so it went for another one. McLean's Palmer's miss, I don't understand because of the physics of it, and I haven't seen a replay, but it just seemed impossible to miss. McLean just with that left was crazy. Better in the second half, Andrew. We're behind in possession, way behind in shots, but we're up in chances. And the last 5 minutes, 3 minutes have been just run after run and miss after miss. Like that corner, horrible, way too far. And so we're showing not a lot of. We're playing really well at the moment. Just dare I say it, Swedish national team, no finish. Chili oil and craft dinner. That's what it is. Was taught that one. Started have a tin at home now, and that stuff is amazing. To be fair, I put that chili oil on everything now. I'm with Andrew that second and Crawley. The way that Crawley's been playing, lots and lots and lots of possession. Mullen waiting for the support to come up to him on the left-hand side, gets it back to O'Connor. Crawley playing with lots of possession, but really outside of two chances, nothing really coming forward that's been threatening. It's the second half flood of people who end up joining, and it's always fascinating how these analytics work. So... And again, so 30 yards out, Crawley coming down that right side, which has looked to be the more dangerous side there. Evans, Orsi, they've been working remarkably well down that side. Stephen, because Parkey doesn't use subs until the 65th minute. So going to be a long throw there. Oh, what is that, 30 yards, 25 yards away from goal. So this is going to be some kind of throw to heave it in there. Not bad. Short post headed away by O'Connell, who, to be fair, O'Connell hasn't been out of place considering how long he's been sort of away. And there's Evans again. He just nicks the ball all over the place, and he's got it and it's up in the air. He's hungry. Quick throw. Trouble, front of the box. Ogonko coming out, grab it. That was a little bit lackadaisical and made me nervous. Hayden, control, right side. Evans moving it forward, back to Hayden, 40 yards away from our goal. O'Connell, Hayden, as we try to get our passing stats up to match. That was an ugly ball over to Mendy and tough for him to handle, and we didn't. And it's this giveaway of possession that's so troubling because once they have the ball, it's, call it 5 minutes. Mendy looks like he might be in some pain. He's hobbling back. Yeah, I think you're right, John. See that ball, he tried to preserve it, went up awkwardly, and I think he came down and might have hurt something on the right side. Cross in. Is it rolling out? Show the camera on Mendy. He's down. Barnett, Ford, Mendy. Yeah, he's grabbing the back of his right thigh. That's a problem. So, okay, who comes in on the right side? Jones to right. Cannon come in as well? I don't think that's a cramp, just the way that it happened. It wasn't. I think it came down on after he went up awkwardly to try and get that ball that was delivered over to him. He tried to keep it from going out of bounds. Jumped up to go and play it with his foot and came down awkwardly on it. I guess I'd have to go to a Michelin star restaurant to actually know. As far as food culture goes, though, like, I don't know. There's some food down in the U.S., like Southern food. There's a restaurant in Everett, Washington, that's a family that all came down from the South. I haven't had a lot of Southern food, but man, I was like, I don't know how Americans don't eat that every single day. But maybe I was just spoiled. And do I think that was a Michelin star restaurant? No. But as far as comfort food and was something else. And so Mendy's struggling. Good rubber. Swindon down to Bradford City. 1-0. Tim Hortons, which is delicious, but man, is it expensive over in the UK. You'd go broke paying £3 a donut. Pack from Vancouver Island. Howdy, howdy. Proposed over in Chemainus, well, Maple Bay, I guess. Vancouver, Port Coquitlam. Yeah, I think cannons have to go in there. I'm trying to look up over who's on the left-hand side. Or, sorry, the right-hand side. Jones plays it to Okonkwo. Played awkwardly. If awkward header and Mullen was in behind him, so that would have been amazing, but he fell to the ground trying to preserve that one. O'Connell tripping, falling, Lee's on the ground. Evans, of course, because this is what he does, nicks the ball and comes in. Evans makes me nervous. I just don't like him, but Okonkwo with the easy save. Is Evans the 20-year-old that they just added? Or not Evans, Darcy. Why did I say Evans? Darcy, number 10. Why did I get Evans in my head? No, he's not. Darcy, 22. He started 11 games, 824 minutes. Darcy's looked good every single time he's had it. Why was I calling him Evans? I have no idea. Yeah, it does look like it's JJ on the right. And Cannon sliding into the midfield. And everybody gave him the middle of the field, and so he's run with it with everybody scrambling. Long ball blocked by Lee. Well done. Palmer chasing it, hoofing it, still going back to a die, played the other way, and Crawley with its ever-present possession. Mark just saying we're being starved of the ball, and it's true. Long ball by Crawley over to the right. Darcy knocks it down. Darcy looking back to Darcy, and we've stolen it. Let's Evans maintaining possession. Is Kenny? No, gives it away. Crawley has it again. It's this press and this long possession. We just don't have an answer for it when we've got everybody back. We're in the shell. The midfield's not forward. Nobody in support. Can't find an avenue, and the press ends up nicking the ball from us every single time. Mansfield did it so well against us, and now Crawley's starting to do it. We're helping them because we're coming back. But it's that gap on changeover, on possession change. Evans, right side, searching, chipped in, going to be a header. Fucking hell. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it. Right-footed, taken short. Left-hand side, setting it up. White jersey screaming forward. Chipped into the box, headed. Ogonko has it. Slow it down. Language. That's my first expletive of the year, and that's how I'm feeling right now because I'm just getting perturbed at 2 games in a row of our back line and our midfield being unable to get it to the midfield stripe without a turnover just like that. Horrible turnover. O'Connor gives it away. Evans front of the box. O'Connell. Beautiful takeaway, but then kicks it away. Nobody there, and away we come. Like, just can't get it past the 30-yard box. 30 yards from out front of our goal. Crawley with it again. Right kick, flipped, and kicked over top. Relief. I am not happy. I am not happy. Like, I would spend an entire week just looking to find ways to move the ball from that 20 to 40 yard distance. No pressure release. No pressure release. And the backline's playing well defensively. It's that, we're there for the blocks. We're there to make sure that they're not getting opportunities. Clearances are available. It's that when we have an opportunity where we can do more than just to clear, we've got no options, and it's just a giveaway and turn the other way. Long kick from Ogonko, and predictably, Crawley gets the ball. Here comes Evans, who's just been everywhere. Cannon takes out Armstrong, looking at yellow, looking at red. Yellow, red. Yellow, red. Right, I can't complain about that. I don't know what your thoughts are from anybody who watched it. I mean, that's also indicative of the same effing problem every time, in that we're giving the ball away. Nobody's back. We have to go screaming back in support. So there's Evans. Or sorry, Darcy. I keep calling him Evans. Darcy. Yeah, that's... just reckless. That one was reckless. Yeah, that's a red card. Late through them, but if we're able to get possession moving forward, then was that lack of discipline though? That was just carelessness. Is carelessness lack of discipline? All started from a panic, and you could feel the panic coming. Just we're giving up possession, and not able to do jack, trying to get it from our back line up forward. And so you make a frustrating move, and Garbage. That's what that was. Garbage. And I'm not saying total blame on Cannon. I'm saying the last 10 minutes has been garbage. Frustrating garbage. Because Crawley's not this good. That's my take on it. Sorry for any Crawley fans that are here. Fletcher's going to be coming in. Taking on Palmer. Palmer gives him a clap. Okay, that's funny. Well, I'm not panicking. I still think we can do it. The problem that I have is I just see the same problem coming now game after game. And this is the same issue we had with Mansfield. So there's going to be lots of extra time in this one, that's for sure, because there's still, what was that, 3 minutes down, 3.5 minutes since we've been going. Reminder, while they go for the free kick, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. So it's going to be right footer, 4 men in the wall. What are they, 10 yards in front of the box? Here it comes. Up, over top, off the wall, over top, and it's going to go for a corner. Well done. We'll take that. That's step number 1. Now step number 2, defend the corner. Step number 3, find a way to get the ball up the field. That's it. And the like button too. Yes, I'll take that. Right-footed cross coming in from the right side. Fake move. Booked for time wasting on the 69th minute. And down by a goal. The guy taking the corner just got the whistle blew. He made a motion to go and kick it. Didn't take the play. Didn't take the kick. So it's going to go for another corner. Didn't make the kick. Paused. Sort of faked everybody out and got a yellow card for it. I've never seen that before. Let's see if he does it again. Right, with a right footer. That was funny. Awkward. I want to see him fake it out again and get a yellow for a red. Far post, Hayden, that was impressive. Mullen there to try to head it away, does so. Cleared out to the... Now everybody can settle in, get their possession with 10 men. Yeah, it would be, but I mean, I don't think they're going to give a back-to-back yellows for the same thing, but and didn't. All right, here we go. The Crawley pressure. Sitting at the front of the box, 8 yards in front of the box. Wide left, over to the right, right-footed kick. Okonkwo, it's wide, and it's going to be to us. All right, Andrew, have a good one. Might see you before the game. Okonkwo, right side. Fletcher with a nice little header, push it down. Preserving the legs. Are we out of gas? I'm going to add O'Connor to the man of the match conversation just because of the stuff that he did early on. I don't think I can add McLean. Don't think I can add Mendy. So I've got Palmer, Okonkwo, and O'Connor as potential man of the match considerations. See if anybody else has any other names. If I only have 3, I'll just put 3 up for the vote. But we'll do that in the 80th, 85th minute, and people can go and vote. We'll leave it open afterwards for a while as well. Crawley with it. Time's a wasting. It's the backline kickabout. Darcy, right side. Swept in. That was dangerous. Well done. Was that O'Connell or who was that got that header? O'Connell. Well done. Fletcher wins an extra ball. And we're back to the possession machine. Lolos loses it. Lee Knocked down, free kick. That was a bit of a flop. Lee with a bit of a flop, but we'll take it. Yeah, if it stays 1-0, it's got to be the goalie. Why did we get a red card? Because Cannon ran through a guy and just wiped him out after a really bad turnover and a complete incapacity to gain any possession. Bad penalty in that it was a stupid penalty. I don't think a bad penalty in that it wasn't fair or was poorly given by the ref. It was, to me, it was red. It was just stupid by Cannon running through the guy. Long ball over, knocked down. Do we get some possession here? We do get some possession here. And then McLean does a long looping left and it goes into the box. Lee, well done. I thought he was going to give that away. Out wide left going to McLean. Can he preserve it? Nope, going to go for a goal kick and away we go. Whoo! Going to be a fun 20 minutes here. I haven't been to FOTMob for a while to look at the stats, but it's got to be possession like 80% now, doesn't it? No, 64-36. It just feels like Crew just doing a kickabout and then attacking on the right side. Kickabout, attack on the right side. They're on the right side again, approaching the box, giving them the inside. In the box, ooh, nice block by Hayden. And then thumped well over outside the stadium. It's good. Another stolen game. I don't know. I think we've played exceptionally well up until about the 60th minute, 58th, 60th minute. I think we dominated. I think we controlled. And then just completely fell off the map. Right when you'd think those substitutions should be coming in. Mendy goes down. Cannon comes in. More lazy play. Cannon takes a red. Stephen, I am a smoker and I'm dying. I got Nicorettes, but I don't want to put it in my mouth because then I'm going to be sitting there spitting all over the place. George Evans, that's a name that needs to be added to the list. You're right. We have had the better chances. And I think that's more of the quality of and type of game that Crawley plays. Heavy possession, right? Evans, McLean Evans. I keep calling him Evans. Well, how did I get in my head that number 10 is Evans? Darcy. I would be fired as a broadcaster by recognizing that I made a mistake and making it 8 times over. And this is going to be nervous time now that you've gone down a red, is there's going to be no desire to push forward. It's just going to be trying to take seconds off without getting a yellow card for time wasting. Stevens pushing for the goal. For me, I just want to see them advance the ball from the back line through the midfield and be able to maintain it for longer than 30 seconds. Because if I have to endure 20 minutes with the injury time included there, that's a flop or a penalty? No, right on the edge. Holy, and a yellow card. That was a foul. The question was he in or out of the box? Gives it outside of the box. I thought he should have called the free on the other side, or called the foul on the other side. No, not much there. Lost possession and tried to flop to get it. Comes forward. Hayden, who did he give the yellow to? Was that on Hayden or Jones? That was outside the box. He marked it outside the box. Now he's going to march us back our 10 feet. I thought it was first, but on the replay you can see it. He's clearly got him outside, or went down outside as well. So squeaky bum time. Right on the edge of the box. I want to see how many people are in this wall. 5 in the wall. Hayden not in it, interestingly enough. So Hayden, Lee, O'Connor left free with Mullen just in front of the wall. Everybody else is in it. Okonkwo's ready. Going to be a right footer from the front of the box. Bang. Missed everything. Woo. Didn't even look threatening, to be fair. He thumped that, and I don't know if he was going to try and curl it over, but it looked like it just took away from him. Yeah, Steven, I'm with you. He just hammered that. Yeah. There was no threat on that one, and we'll take it. So they sub out Campbell, who can, and took out Forster's in. I want to see the heat map for this game because it does seem to me like everything that Crawley does comes down their right side through Darcy. Absolutely everything. That little number 10 has been a menace. Forster goes out. He got nervous. He heard footsteps. He heard McLean coming and did the double check. I got him at 21 shots. I've stopped watching the FOT mob. Only 5 shots on target to 4. Let's hope that continues. I thought we've missed our chances, but they've been next level. Long ball back goes out. Ooh, I don't even know where I want my subs. Youngie would be nice to have, wouldn't he? As a sub coming on. He's got to have a knock. Does anybody know? Like 2 games in a row would be taking him. I don't think he deserved to be out of the starting 11, let alone not even part of the squad. Or the lineup, I guess, if you're distinguishing between line and squad. Darcy, right side. Forster is going to be working with him down the right side. McLean, nice little tackle. Saddle. Long ball up for Fletcher. Crawley with possession. Just can't find time. Settle down. Darcy, right side. Forster. McLean with a nice little tackle on Forster. I'll take that all day, but Forster, can you find a way to find somebody and take the patience in the corner instead of just thumping it down the damn field? Bugger. Like, he had time in the corner to just settle it down. I know you're down 10 men. Clearances are always good. You don't want to maintain possession and have a turnover because that's more damaging. But great takeaways. No patience looking upfield. Tunnicliffe coming in. That's actually an exciting move because I've been waiting to see more of him. So Mullins coming out for Tunnicliffe. Davies coming in for Lee. All right. I guess we're parking the bus, boys and girls. We're settling in. This is... Yeah, there's no question what we're doing now. Throw in. Taking time, clean the ball. Looking. Yeah, the message has been delivered. A little bit of possession here. So it will be fun to see Fletcher as the only guy up. Is McLean on the right side now? Or was that Davies that moved over there? I'm trying to figure out where everybody's at. Fletcher, slip and fall. 81st minute. Here's the danger man, Darcy, working over to the left side for a little change of pace. Overlap. Too far? Able to keep it in? He does. Now he's got the opportunity to look to bounce it for a corner. Back out to Darcy. Looking in. Dancing. Still dancing. Gets it out to right on the right-hand side. They've moved Forster away from there. Probably. Oh, no. Give away, and Darcy's right there. Oh, somebody's take it. Jesus. Fletcher push. That's got to be a foul. Throws the ball away. Takes an opportunity. Oh, he got booked for it. Fletcher got booked for throwing that ball away. I thought he did. It was cheeky enough, but he got caught. Lots of cars. Fletcher with a yellow. Yeah, he grabbed the ball and did the little throwaway toss. I didn't think there was much in it. Okonkwo. Up over top. Fletcher gets it clear. Fletcher gets it back. Offside. Take that away. Okay, settle it down. First time we've had the ball. And see a long ball. Why? Better score it here. Offside again. I want to see that one again. I don't think that was offside. I thought that was an amazing ball, but tough to see. More possession, less just thumping, especially when you get a steal in the middle of the field and nobody's around you. Take a walk with it. Left side. Forster against O'Connor. Gonna go for a corner? Yeah, gonna go for a corner. So I'm putting Palmer, Okonkwo, O'Connor, and Evans up. Why won't it let me post? Why won't they let me post? Visibility public. Away, into the box. Was that Hayden? Lots of people, bodies falling on the ground there. They've got it set up. The danger man. Too much space for Darcy. But he didn't get a good one on that one. It got hit clear. Adai. There's nobody out forward. So Adai runs all the way out to the midfield stripe and ends up playing that one forward. 84 minutes. Left-hand side. McLean sitting there looking for it. Nicked. No, that wasn't a foul. That was a Lolos. Danced around McLean. Front of the box. Right foot. Oh. Okonkwo was not there. That one missed. That's fortunate because Okonkwo got cross-footed there. You can kind of see him do the stutter step, and whenever you see that stutter step, you're nervous. Big, deep breath there. And here I thought I could get this post out, and I can't. It's not letting me do it. Schedule post. I want to do it now. Yeah, not letting me do it. So we'll have to do it the old school way, and I'll have to figure out how this works. Too much going on in the game. 85th minute. I just don't want to even look at the screen. Hayden with the slow play of the ball. One dribble. Squeeze it. Test the air pressure. Left, right, wipe. Left, right, wipe. Right. Oh, there's no one to throw it to. I'm looking. Oh, point downfield. He's pushing the envelope a little bit here, but we'll take it. Long throw. Crawley's able to get it. Big lands on the Wrexham boot. Big thump down the field. And nobody down. Wrexham fans starting to sing. Now you can finally hear them. Palmer was the one who got the goal. It was a gorgeous right foot off the outside of the boot. Darcy, right side. That was an aggressive charge, but we've got it. See, possession. Just go with it, O'Connor. Run with it. You bet. Finds a body. Gets it up to Fletcher. Oh, hold on, Fletcher. Over to O'Connor. Oh, bad first touch. Oh, but he gets it back. Just keep it. Go for a little bit of a dance. You bet. Draw everybody in. Oh, and that's a foul. Beautiful. That was a horrible play by them. How was that not a yellow? Yeah, okay. Probably because we weren't passing. and I don't think it was necessarily aggressive. It wasn't aggressive. It was lazy. Well, you know what? Looking at that again, that's a yellow. All right, Stephen, you sold me. It was a beauty. Right foot outside of the boot, out of the air, and then yeah, the missed header. All that run that we had early in the second half, where we just kept missing opportunities, is a bit of a curse. So back to Adai. not confidently touched, and I don't think Adai's played well today at all. Interception over to us. Davies, a day with the save out, lost it, and so goes for a corner. Can somebody help me? Davis or Davies? Davis, number 1, or Davies? I assume Mark's right. I've just never heard Davies with an I pronounced with a Davis, unless it's Welsh and I've missed it. So a corner, left-hand side, left booted by McLean, left in, swept, headed away. Can we let it run out? Hayden's going to just stand there and let it go out for a throw, and lets it go out. Evans in to take it as the Tozer substitute. 88th minute, Davies. Davis, same as Craig Davies. All right. Is this like McLean? Everybody does something a little different? Reed Davies says Davis. Got it. Davis. We've got possession in any event. Hayden with it over on the side, or Fletcher with it over on the side. 3 guys over in the corner just with interplay and maintaining possession between Evans, McLean, and Fletcher. Finally scooped over, and now Crawley has it. Stepped over top. Foul. Free kick. Here come Crawley the other way. I'm using first names. Just numbers for me. Crawley sub coming in. Oh, and Darcy came out? Beautiful. Beautiful. Smart play by the Crawley coach, taking out their clearly best player and their only threat so far. Now watch, I'm going to pay for that, but that makes no sense. He's been by far the player who's caused us the most trouble down the right-hand side. Or up front at all. Forrester with it. Oh, that's a foul. Free kick to us. Potentially yellow there for sure. I'm just looking at this into where he actually caught him. No chance. It's there. Oh, that's a yellow for sure. That's a yellow for sure. Board being prepared. What do we say? 8 minutes of extra time? 7. Okonkwo thumped that one way out and just gave the ball back. So not a good start. EFL2 refs are paid actors. Gotta make the drama. Ah, oh, bugger. You know what? Knock on wood, we've looked good for the last 5 minutes or so. Left side, Jones is there defensively. Just look to clear it. Gets it up. Crawley with it now. 30 yards out. Left side. McLean over to help out. Big, long, thumping ball over. O'Connor away. Thumped back in. Hayden gets a touch on it, and that was dangerous. Okonkwo goes for it, and Hayden gives it a little deflection, and Okonkwo would have missed it. I agree with you, Stephen. Is anybody having... Evans would be the only other person I'd consider. Ouch, don't make me nervous. Oh. Oh. Kicked in the head, sir. Off. Off. Yellow. Mark Griffiths is my man of the match. How low did he get on this? No, that's not that low. What the bloody hell was that? I'm shocked by the no red on that one. That was... I don't even care if there was blood. He wasn't diving down. That's a boot to the head. You give red for reckless Care not for drawing blood, but I do agree with you. If there was blood, that would have been a red. Fletcher looking for possession. Ooh, interesting English off the ball. Spun that the other way. Oh, delivery into the box. Dangerous. Holy cow, somebody put a boot on that and clear it. McLean, well done. Corner. Lining up quickly. Henry's going to take it. It's going to be a right footer from the left side. I'm with you so far, Brendan. That was actually well played. Here comes the... That was a low, flat ball. Flicked on. Interesting. We got a goal kick there. That happened all so fast, but I just thought that it went off of Ogonkwo out. Poutine is my man of the match. All right. Come on, Arthur. Find somebody so we can get this to the corner flag and cuddle up to it with a ball and light a fire. Fletcher goes out. No push. Well, Fletcher's calling for the push. I don't think there was one there. Interesting, John. You thought that there should have been another red? All right, here comes Crawley again down the left side. 12 versus 10 is unfair. Uh-oh. Four guys getting sucked in. They come over. Nobody on the right-hand side. Blocked up in the air. Ogonkwo will come out confident. Well done. Saskatchewan Roughriders. It's the only team that has any fans, right? Oh, BC Lions. I go to the BC Lions game once a year when the Roughriders come. Not this year, I guess. Oh, you think that yellow just outside the box should have been a red? Nah, I don't think there was enough in it for that one. Oof. I think the closest that we've had to another red, straight red, would have been that kick to Evan's head. Peer pressure. A can of gravy. Ooh. Taking her time. 5 minutes. Still looking. Refs giving him the wave. Fletcher going to the corner flag to try and maintain it there. Oh, it bounces right to us. Davis. Get a corner. Get a corner. Well done, Davis. Good job. Yeah. A little bit of a quick pace to go and get it set up. You bet. That was well done by Davis. Short one to the flag. Fletcher just going to set up shop. Holding it up. Oh, well squeaked out there. Left foot. Ooh. No foul called. Fletcher goes and gets it back. McLean dancing. Williams does a late kick on McLean in the background, says Mark. I didn't see it because the camera went forward, but that's what he's saying. But that was just a scrambly mess. We're down to a minute on the extra time over on the right-hand side. Oh, that's a foul. Bugger. It was a flop, but he gave it to him. This is the same thing that McLean did earlier, right? Bugger. And we got another yellow for thumping the ball away. No wall on this one. Just a one-man wall. Everybody's over on the left-hand side. Going to be a right footer. I think that that's close enough that you'd want an extra body in there. No? Bad ball. Beautiful, nasty, horrible take of all of the, like, don't know if that's a shot. Don't know if there was nowhere close for anybody to get to it. And here comes Ogonkwo dancing out to go and get it. 6 minutes, 51 seconds. He's running. They're calling for time wasting, but he's actually jogging into position. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. And while it's in the air, blow the whistle. Thump it down. I'm waiting for the whistle in the air. No, he's going to let him see who gets possession. Fletcher, well done. Oh, is that going to go? Oh, tried to catch him out. Tried to catch him out. That was hilarious. 3 points. Put it in the bag. What an ugly, nasty, horrible game. The first half was beautiful. Nothing really from Crawley Town. Like, lots of possession, but just never under threat. Mansfield light. Nothing coming forward. I will take it. Not a lot from us, to be fair. We missed how many opportunities at the start of the second half there? 4, 5? But you take it. You take it. You take it. Things to work on is just, we got to find a way to find the means to beat the press, right? You got to do it. Let's bring up the table here. Is that a final in Notts County? So we're at 7th. A 4-way tie as it sits for 7th. Or a 4-way tie for 5th, sorry. Sitting in 7th spot. Crawley now just behind us. We've actually ahead of somebody on goal differential. We'll take that. So who are we? Ogonkwo or Evans? I think I got to go Ogonkwo. The person taking the free kicks for Crawley Town is man of the match. That works too. How many opportunities? Who was that left-footed hit? Was that Orsi, who ended up pumping it way over top on that left footer? That was a bonus for us. 6 yellows and a red. 6 yellows and red. And I got to look at the. There is a rule that says that if your squad has more than 40% of the median in yellows, that the team can end up getting fined. And I was like, yeah, that's so hard to do, but you end up with a game like this. 9:10 my time. What is that? 3:10? 5:10. 5:10 for the women's game tomorrow. Hit the subscribe button before you go if you haven't left. Hit the subscribe button before you go if you haven't left. We got 67 of you in here looking to just get those numbers up, so you can go over there and hit that thing. Tomorrow, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5:10 local time in England, 9:10 Pacific, so that'll be 12:10 out east. I'll be on. I guess I'm just going to replay the first video I did for the women because I haven't had a chance to make an update one and not a lot of material out there for me to go ahead and do that. So we'll be there for the women's match. It'll be live on YouTube, and you can get that. Scorio is the name of it. League fines could be incoming. I'm curious now how many yellow cards we've got and whether we're 40% over the medium. I don't know if they keep a. I'll have to find a League 2 team yellow card details. So 12:10 Massachusetts time, Eastern time. I guess is that what we're going to call it? Massachusetts time. Massachusetts time. Love it. That was my heart palpitations. So it's a final in Notts. So we're just waiting on the Gillingham match. Who they're up against the MK Dons 7 minutes into extra time. Would like to see MK be able to sneak one in there because that would pull them up to 17 points and knock Gillingham down to 19 below us. The Palmer goal, the outsided one. Thanks for the stream. See you next time. You bet. Oh, that was awesome. No blood, no bones. Where are we on the league table? We're currently sitting 7th. It's a 4-way tie for 5th, but on goal difference, we're 7th. We're behind Mansfield and Crew, who have 8 and 7 on the plus minus, and we're 1 ahead of Crawley, who's even on the plus minus. So the only game that's going and the opportunity for us to move above 7 is if we get a very late goal by the MK Dons against Gillingham, which would push us up to 6. So as it sits, we're in a playoff spot, and we take that. It's an interesting. I can see the divide starting to happen right at that 12th position. You're starting to get that run. I mean, I guess Accrington Stanley's still in there, but there's now a full 3 points between 12 and 8, even 12 and 9. So there's starting to be a split there. We did get a break from Notts, So we draw them in by 2. And so that's exciting stuff. Can take that off. That's my ears crack. Mansfield, Wimbledon 0-0. And I actually saw somebody on Twitter made the call. I think it was the odds were 14-1 though for Wimbledon to win away in Mansfield. I think it was. So 1 win away from the top 3. 2 red cards in a row. So when we still got Barnett to serve 1 more before he's able to get back from his 3. So Tuesday we're back with Crew on the Football League trophy match. I haven't heard. Has anybody heard who's streaming that? Because if we don't have a stream, it's a listening party effectively again, and I'm hoping that that's not the case. But it doesn't sound like Sky's announced, or if they have, I don't know what games they've picked up. But yeah, the 6-point to the 4-point gap, we'll take that. We'll take that. The fact that we did move up back into the playoff spot. We'll take the fact that we got 3 points on the road. 3 points on the road. We haven't done enough of that, and especially because we lost the points to MK Dons at home, and we've given away a couple of draws. Got to start taking some more on the road, so that's advantageous. And Crawley was 5th in the standing, so we immediately jumped them, right? Interesting to see the FOTMob stats, though, because people are going to look at this game and think that we were dominated. We certainly weren't in the first half, and we absolutely weren't for the first 8 minutes of the second half. But yeah, Mark will be on audio, and it might just have to be a listening party, as awkward as sometimes that is, but it'll be what it'll be. Yeah, 3 points, 10 men, that's massive. And on the road, that's massive. Okonkwo looks to be amazing, and you know, did he make lots of solid plays and lots of positional stops? Was there one where he ended up making a save that you were like, oh my God, we were so fortunate? Woody, I don't get that. I don't get it. On the replay, I didn't see it because I thought that he might be a little bit lower than he was, right? And put himself into jeopardy. And I thought maybe just a yellow because of where he was. But looking at the replay, that was a full swing, 5 feet in the air, 5.5 feet in the air is where he connected with him. It has to be a red. It has to be a red. So I don't quite understand that. Go back and see if that other game, it has wrapped up. So Gillingham able to put MK Dons to bed. They've been struggling. Last 5 games, 2 losses and 3 draws for MK Dons. Compared to what we saw at the start of the year, they've sort of fallen off. Yeah, John, I'm with you. Howard's, you know, he's a serviceable guy. And at 36, I don't think he's intending or expecting that he's going to be playing in every match. But I do expect to see him for the trophy match against Crew. It'll be interesting to see who we all put out there. Barnett, I'm sure, will get a run because he's able to play in that one. He'll serve his 3rd game on the suspension side against next weekend. Who do we have next weekend again? Jesus. I just looked it up. Bradford next weekend. Really? Okonkwo? I thought it was Okonkwo, and the reason I call it Okonkwo is because that's a common name in the NFL. There's like 4 or 5 players who are called Okonkwo. So I don't know if I've got it wrong and he pronounces it different. I'm happy to correct it. I'll double check it. I've just been going with what I've been hearing is the Nigerian pronunciation for what does it mean? The born on the 4th night or the 4th day of the Nigerian market calendar, their market week calendar. Because I don't know. I'm hoping that I've been getting it right because I was actually pretty proud of myself for looking into it and figuring that one out. But I guess I haven't looked at the Wrexham, how Mark's been pronouncing it either. I could be too. I am not going to profess to be a professional on this one. Still 47 people in the chat. I think we're going universally, though, with Okonkwo for man of the match. Reminder, tomorrow, 5:10 is kickoff. I'll probably be here 20 minutes in advance of that one, I'm thinking. Maybe the whole 30 for the women's match tomorrow. Would like to see It's available at the Scorio YouTube channel. You can go and load that up. I would like to see those numbers go up. If you compare they've only had on Scorio 2 women's matches so far. We've 10 times more viewers on the Wrexham match, the Wrexham Swansea match, than the other one that they covered. But I would like to see that get flooded even more to show some support for the women as things go forward. I don't know what else to really add here. I'm hoping that there might be either Rob Ryan Red or Fearless in Devotion do their Twitter space. That would be amazing. I'm looking to do an interview with another podcaster, a YouTuber here that we're hoping to try and knock off tomorrow before the match. I don't know when it'll come out. And upwards and onwards. Brandon, if you're still here, very much thankful for this. No new countries this time, but I get to scratch off Nevada. So we'll add that one to the list. I think I'll end up signing off. I need to go and chill out after a heart-wrenching one. Last call, if you haven't had the chance, subscribe button down there, down here. That'll affect there. Bump that numbers up. Things are moving upwards and onwards. Super happy. Thank you for everybody for being along on the journey. Thanks for everybody for joining in. Woody, yeah, I do think that Cardiff City match it's an interesting one because Cardiff City had an awkward sort of match where they've lost a point too, haven't they? Cardiff City women. Because last year was predictable how things were turning out for them, and I put in Cardiff City women, and I don't get the numbers. But anyways, they've lost points in a game that I think they would have expected to get points. But then they also went out and thumped the tar out of somebody too. So we shall see what ends up happening. No promotion without Howard. Cardiff were champions last year, yes. And they went pro this year, but they haven't come out of the chutes as strong. And Swansea, I think, to be fair, I mean, I don't really know. I don't know the women. I'm just looking at the names and the stats and whoever and whatever I can scratch up. Swansea looked like it added more quality than Cardiff did, but then they also lost one of their star players in the game against Wrexham with that hand injury when she went down in that awkward sort of tackle in the middle of the game. In any event, it's been blast. I've enjoyed being here. Take 3 points any day you can. It always starts the weekend off right. Happy Thanksgiving to any of you Canadians that are out there. I hope you get to enjoy your Monday if you're in Canada, and if you're in the UK and you have to work, I hope you can find some turkey somewhere. It's been a blast. I will see you guys next time, and tomorrow is next time, and then Tuesday, and then Saturday. You guys are going to get sick of me. Anyway,